All right, so I'm gonna go through a rundown of what happened in our last session, which was quite a few weeks ago. I think Tony only ended up missing one session. So, um, what we mostly did in that session was opened a tavern and had a grand opening that turned out, I'd say it went down pretty well. So you had yourselves a grand opening. You also finished. I think at the end of the last session that you were here, Tony, you were fighting swarms of rats in the basement. But you defeated those, and it didn't take you long to determine when you returned to the tavern. I think the next time that your help, quote unquote, the three halfling boys were nowhere to be seen, had disappeared, and through some investigation by Druck, and I think Carter Mariah, correct me if I'm wrong, you determined that they were in fact man, it's been too long. I've been so focused on, did you determine exactly what they were, or did you just...
I think we assumed where we're at,
Yes,
because that's just kind of where everything went. But did we also determine who's the guy that owns the tavern nearby?
Emic Froon. You should...
Say it again. You broke
Emic
up.
Froon.
Emic. Did we also determine that they're somehow related to him?
Yeah, I recall something like that. Or else I was like, oh, I think it's him because weren't there rumors being spread about the tavern having...
Yeah.
That would be the only connection you're
Yeah.
aware of.
Oh,
That
it's just like it seemed
after
too
his
weird.
sort of vague threats, and then after these guys showed up, and suddenly you'll have rats in your basement, and then they disappear, and shortly after that, rumors began to circulate that the tavern was overrun with rats.
Yeah, okay.
Which cut somewhat into your profits for opening night. But
dare.
you still had a lot of people show up for the tavern night, and I think I can go ahead and take you. Okay, good. All right, so this will show you what the tavern looked like whenever you when you're mid party. Lots and lots of people. Some highlights were you actually completed a lot of, like, with this mass of people, you actually completed a lot of the like little business you had with some of your new neighbors. You were able to soothe some feelings between Embrick and his husband Avi, and kind of renewed a friendship and a partnership business-wise with the half-elf who runs the leather and fletching working.
Oh, the guy, who we thought maybe was a bigot.
Yeah, he thought he was a bigot. Turned out he's just heartbroken, and his wife is long dead. And seeing Embrick and Avi together just reminds him of what he has lost. And so yeah, but
that's so sad.
Yeah, but he, Carter Mariah has promised to accompany him to what is basically a singles meetup at a local Temple of Love, not as like his +1, but just, to kind of
introduce them.
Yeah, kind of get it. Just have someone to go with, since he's not feeling super confident.
She's one to go to the D&D speed date.
Yeah, exactly.
roll a d20. Meet this DC.
Down here at this table, you will note that we have a Schemo Weird Bottle, which is the purple weird genie dark elf of old Ogsblob's shop, is currently in a meeting with Rishal, the page turner, and Fala Lafir. Turns out Schemo has a alternate source of Duskwood paper for the Rishal to use. So yeah, you brokered that meeting between the three and are now in everyone's good graces. One of the biggest things that happened was the Black Staff herself, Vajra Safar. showed up, and she to have her show up, she's like the premier wizard of Waterdeep, kind of like the high wizard of Waterdeep. Not necessarily the most powerful, but definitely the highest standing office of a magic user. And to have her show up at your tavern and enjoy the food and ale, thanks to Porter's handiness.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's spicy.
yeah.
Hey,
Was
so-
a real feather in the cap of your opening. Definitely going to boost your business to know that the Black Staff was a patron. So another thing that happened was your Mert, the moneylender, your actual patron, showed up, and during the course of the night got a little bit too drunk and tried to take down the horrible portrait of
Oh, no, I
Leaf's
thought
wife.
that was Emmett.
No, that was Mert.
Threatened him.
Yeah, he was drunk, and he didn't like the portrait. He had mentioned before he didn't like it, and he's trying to take a hand in your business a little bit and feel like he's contributing. So he was trying to redecorate for you, and he was persuaded by Porter to just leave it be, lest awful things happened. And he left somewhat put in his place, probably for the better. Can you all think of anything else that's worth mentioning?
There
As
was
far
that
as-
dude
End
that
of
we
the
saw
session.
outside. Yeah.
Yeah, other than end of session.
Oh, okay. Then.
That's about it. Yeah. Okay, so the way we ended the session, I will just put you on the map there. You should find yourself in the darkness half of this map, which is the lower half. You shouldn't be able to see the top half.
You are correct.
Okay,
Mhm.
awesome. So as you were seeing out the patrons at the end of the night, the wee hours of the night. I thought of something I forgot. I think we sort of hand waved it, but if we didn't, I'm going to now. Davil Starsong, your Zentarum contact. You reported he after the party had wound down, you met with him. He came over and you reported to him the results of the serial killing, and how you found the culprit and how he has been dealt with by a Captain Zod. Check that one off. And the most significant person who was not in attendance at your opening was Jarlaxle, but from what you know of him, you can assume that he probably was there, but just in disguise. But no one actually noticed him.
He showed up and didn't talk to Carter Marai.
Well, he might have, but if he did,
Oh,
she
I
didn't
see.
recognize him. So I did have y'all roll a perception check at one point, and nobody was quite high enough. So anyway, let's see. So it is night in the city of trade, and it's probably a little too peaceful, but I will. As we ended the session, I think it was Druck, but maybe I'm wrong because I don't write these things down when I should. Caught sight of far down the alley behind Vincent Trench's house. You saw one of your patrons who is sort of drunken, stumbling, a noble of some, dressed in fine garb, appears to be being mugged by a bunch of thugs. And as you noticed this, you also noticed Emic Froon standing down here at the crossroads of the main street, and he just looked back down at you all, smirked, and disappeared around a corner as though to say, as though to leave his calling card on what is about to happen. So, yes, one of your patrons, a noble, is being mugged. What do you do? And I guess we should go ahead and roll initiative.
Porter, you still got Blessing of the Forge on your hog splitter.
All right.
Okay, thanks.
So yeah, I guess I'll since you're here, I will go ahead and say two of you may make a perception check. If you don't have dark vision, it will be with disadvantage.
Let's.
Go ahead and do it since
It's
I
not
know
me.
I was one of the first ones out. Oh wait, perception. I'll go ahead
That
and
lucky
do it.
+2.
Yeah, I'll do it. Oh, y'all beat me to it.
From this angle, it's difficult to make out like anything specific about the muggers. From this distance and it being dark in that alley and not very well lit. What would you like to do before we actually roll initiative?
I'm kind of jumping into action probably to help the guy.
Does that
Well,
seem like the
because
party
Emmett-
consensus?
Because Emmett was there, I mean, I want to go in and help, but I want to obviously make sure that this isn't some sort of like trap to make us look bad. Like, the next headlighting articles of tomorrow being like, extra, read all about it, Troll Skull Alley owners assault, Noble after closing hours or something.
Sure.
We're gonna be like, how about y'all go after Mort and I can just go beat the shit out of those guys over there.
Well, we can just run up to him and go, "Stop! You violated the law," and then see how they react.
Like, I want to try to intervene, but without
Yeah.
any sort of harm
Well.
to anybody, if possible. Like, obviously self-defense, but be really careful about this. So
All right.
see what he does when it comes to, like our business opening with the rats.
All right. So I'm gonna say that once you get within a certain distance of them, like when they might possibly notice you, it will be at that point we roll initiative. So, I guess we can just go ahead and jump into it. So do whatever you would like to do.
How far will you let me get towards them before we roll initiative?
About your regular movement speed.
You want to try to stealth over there, or you just want to go pop some heads?
I don't think there's a point in stealthing when a guy's
All
getting
right.
attacked.
I am gonna run 60 feet.
Yeah, just
Okay.
put yourself so where you want to be.
I wish I remembered how to make myself move.
Yeah, I think the way Svadrik sees it, especially after seeing Emek and then seeing this and seeing the connection, it's like the last thing we need is one more bad thing, so
Well, I could run after Emic if you want.
You can get this close before I make you roll initiative. So if you want to go ahead and move that far, you can. Or if you
like
want to
here.
position, if you want to position yourself in any other different way, go ahead and do it. But yeah, position yourself for initiative.
Okay.
Do y'all want me to go after Emic?
I mean, we don't have any proof. Would you
Yeah,
mind?
that's probably a bad idea.
I could beat it out of them.
I mean, yeah, but that probably won't
I have
go
a certain
well.
set of skills, and they're very limited.
Could I try to see if I could make another perception check to see if I know these guys or if I know anything about them?
Well, at this point, we're going to roll initiative. So,
Okay.
But I was waiting for Porter and Lucan to place their tokens.
I didn't know which way I was gonna run.
Sorry.
That's up to you.
I'm running after. I really want to know what's going on with that
Okay.
son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if you want to get all the way to the end, you can.
Since everybody else seems to be all hocusy pocusy about him, I really don't like the guy. Did I? Yeah, I'm not. I'm going
Yeah,
after him.
you can go ahead and go all the way around the corner if you want, Porter, and at that point, we'll.
Okay, I guess right. You position me where you want me to be.
Well, that's up to you, but he's over this direction.
Oh.
Okay. And at this point, you can all roll initiative.
Token selected.
Oh shit.
Initiative pressed. Nice.
Oh, wasted crit.
Jeez, y'all are all rolling 20s. I guess it makes sense. I need dex modifiers from Karna Marai, Garrosh, and Porter.
Damn.
Repeat that.
Dex modifiers.
I have a
plus
plus one.
0.
Okay. Karna Marai and Porter, you're all going to be going simultaneously. Okay. So, Karna Marai, what are you doing first? You mentioned something about a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to do another perception check and see if I can't tell like who these attackers are, if they belong to anybody or something. Really
And this will be your action to do
That's
this
fine.
because
I
you're
just
taking the time to. You're being cautious, trying to make sure there's not a trap, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's an excellent roll. So with that roll, you can tell that the thugs all appear to be human or half elf. They all have kind of hoods over their heads, so but they're not anything. It is a little difficult to tell, but they're not anything monstrous or anything like that. Though there is one that seems to be standing back a little bit underneath the balcony of this residence, and they look more tall and lithe, and as they duck underneath the shadows there, they step in front of the light that's pouring from one of these lanterns further down the alley, and something about the silhouette triggers your memory, and you know two things. They're elven, and you've seen them before. You just can't quite place where. Like there's something familiar about the movement and everything, but it's too dark to tell exactly who it is to identify them.
Okay.
All right, and then Porter, what would you like to do?
I would like to move up there with my hands up, saying, "Hey, what's his name again?"
Emic
Emic.
Froon. Emic Froon. Frewn. And I will point out, just so you know, to set the scene for you, on this map here, the streets are deserted, but this is the main road, and it's not actually deserted. There are a few people here and there. There's the carts going past that you can hear. There's even, you can occasionally catch sight of a city watch.
Yeah.
City guard.
I'm not going to do anything stupid.
Sure. I mean, you can if you want to.
Just
but
on the main road where he is, or back here too?
Up on the main road. Okay. Back where you are, there is not any...
It's an alley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not any traffic this time of night.
Porter's going to go, Froony, Fruiterino. No. He'll say, fancy seeing your face around here. What do I owe the distinguished, displeasure of seeing you hanging around my domicile?
He whirls around a little startled, and for a moment there is a flick of fear in his eyes as he sees this imposing half-orc bearing down upon him, and he holds up both hands, palms out at you, and kind of looks nervously around towards some of the guards that are they're quite a distance from you, not within earshot or anything. Yeah. And he says, "No, don't, you can't, don't do anything rash. Just midnight stroll, that's all." We're gonna have to leave it at that for a moment, because
that's fine.
But we'll be back
Initiative.
To you.
That's cool.
All right, Druck. You wait. No, I did not.
No, it's not gonna be me.
Garrosh. Oh, Lucan. Lucan rolled it. Man, how did y'all? 23.
I have no idea.
23. Okay,
Yeah,
Lucan. I guess we
wasted
better roll into you first. What are you doing? And if you want to, if you're following Porter, you can be further down.
Oh, I can? Okay, wonderful. How far down can I go? Like another
I would
30
say
feet or
to the
so?
corner, like
okay.
maybe you hesitated, not quite sure, but decided you didn't want to let Porter go by himself, and are backing him up at the corner there.
Yes. Okay. Awesome.
So you can start your turn there. What would you like to do?
All right. Let's see. I don't particularly like this individual at all. Let's see. That's how far is that? So is this where I'm starting? Like I haven't started my movement? Is that how we're counting it, or is this where I ended
Tell
up?
me what you want to do, and I'll
So-
make the judgment call from there.
So what I'd like to do is advance 30 feet, which is my maximum movement, so that I can place a bonfire right in front of him, so he can't go any further. Just kind of like stopping him in the alleyway, not on him, but on the square behind him is what I'd like to do. But I don't think I can.
Okay. Well, for one thing, you're on the main road, so it's a pretty wide area. So it will not physically block his path. And for another thing, there are people all around you. You can certainly do that, but you will definitely catch the attention of the guards and passersby. Though that may be what you want to do. So.
Yeah, I mean it's a crowd, so I don't want to hurt him or anyone else. I just
Sure.
want to like have him force him to stop short, right, so that we can catch up to him. Is my goal.
Yeah, because he's still kind of backing away from you as you both approach.
Yeah.
Let's see. I feel like I should pull out the code legal, but I don't know where it's at. So Emic is not a noble, so we can, or a lord or an official, so we can just scroll past that part. This is not a damaging fire yet, so we're not into arson or anything like that. Not crimes against the gods, crimes against citizens. This
that's
could
probably where it could
probably fall into assaulting a citizen, though. If you're not damaging him, there's a case to be made. But okay. So is that what you would like to do?
Yes, basically, I'd like to cause a bonfire to flare right up, like just out of nowhere, right in front of him, and like force him to stop, just halt, cut short, or stop short, and then just kind of turn it off the next turn so that he it's just like a momentary pause just to give us another turn to catch up to him.
Okay. I would like
and to avoid it like catching anything else on fire. Like that's the other thing I'm concerned about. I don't want it to burn indefinitely.
No, I like this. Yeah, go ahead and make a Arcana check for me, just for fun.
Okay. I don't know what I rolled. What did I roll? A 5, of course.
Okay, so you conjure this behind him, and it shoots up pretty high into the sky, and it looks very threatening. And yeah, you do definitely see two guards near the edge. Let me pull them real quick. I've got them over here. Near the edge of the map here. They both immediately call out and begin heading in your direction quickly. Let's see.
Porter just goes, "Whoa, hey there, Lucan, you got a little fire going on?"
Porter shoves his hands in his pockets and just turns around.
Yeah.
Starts whistling, rolling his eyes, looking around.
All right. Next up is, we've already done Carnamarai, we did Porter. So next up is going to be Garrosh. Oh, I guess I need to roll for these dang.
You did Carnamarai?
Yeah, she started it.
That's right.
Yeah, I had to kind of go back a little to pull Lucan in, but let's go and roll initiative for these idiots. What is with this? Oh, is that a 20? No, it's not. Okay, good. They don't have to go yet. And our noble is definitely being assaulted.
Okay.
He is definitely going to roll initiative as well. Okay. All works out. So yes, Druck, or Garrosh, sorry, you are up next.
Okay. So, I want to use most of my movement to go... I am still on the ruler. Whoops. To go here. And I say, Gentlemen, gentlemen, what reason could you have for harassing my dear friend here? And I want to see how they react.
Okay. The two thugs that are on either side of the noble here, they're actually holding this guy. Like, one of them's holding him, the other one is, like, patting him down, and he's resisting somewhat. These other two seem to be keeping watch, and whenever you, or I say keeping watch, whenever they notice you all run up, they are going to actually open fire upon you.
Oh!
Well, damn.
So, a crossbow bolt twangs in your direction. Yeah, they're aiming it for you.
Okay.
That's how they reacted.
Okay.
They're not going to hit you yet, but they're going to
yeah.
try.
All right.
These two guys look like the ones holding the noble. Both look thoroughly startled and like they're about to bolt.
Okay. Well then, I will raise my gauntlet and my mace. I'll say, I really wouldn't recommend you all do this. And I'm gonna hold position.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and make an intimidation roll for me?
Okay, sure. I love how I'm this huge, burly dude, and I have -1 intimidation.
He's a big old teddy bear.
Hey. Yeah. Okay. You sufficiently startled and possibly intimidated them. Druck, you are up next, and you see the two thugs that are at a distance are leveling crossbows at your friend.
Whew.
You're pretty far away.
Now, make no mistake, they're definitely in cahoots with these two guys. These guys just don't seem maybe quite as prepared for opposition.
All right, so seeing them with the crossbows and seeing that Garrosh is at least, dealing with this situation immediately, I'm going to step of the wind.
Ooh.
And let's see. So I'm gonna step of the wind dash. So that's gonna get me to I'll like kind of go around this guy. So I'll get to about, I think, here. Then I will use my movement to get all the way up to this guy.
All right.
And seeing that he has a crossbow pulled out, I'm gonna thwack him.
Okay. As you run up closer on this guy, go ahead and make a perception check for me. Okay. Yep. Yeah. Thwack him.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Oh gosh.
That's
Great.
gonna be a miss.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
And that's it for me.
Good time.
Yeah, I closed the distance. That's what matters.
Yeah, you do notice. I will say that you do notice that this person that you are attacking is indeed an elf, and not only that, a drow.
Oh
Okay.
my gosh.
What?
But okay.
Ruh-roh.
Bro, let me try to get my touch. Where is it?
Are they all or just this guy?
Just this one that you notice. Actually, you don't know. This guy's definitely a drow. He's definitely a drow, but you're not really sure about the rest of them.
Okay.
So next up, it is going to be the thug's turn. So one crossbow bolt is going to thwang in your direction, Garrosh.
Mm-hmm.
Wang.
Yeah, that's not gonna hit. A 6 is not gonna hit you.
All right.
So it whizzes past your ear, and this person that you are fighting, Druck, is going to drop his crossbow onto the floor,
Very smart of you.
and he is going to draw 2 scimitars.
Not so.
Yeah, why don't you go and make another perception check with advantage?
The fuck? No.
Okay, yeah. You absolutely recognize the scimitar that this person is wielding. And it is at that moment that you think, well, that's strange. I thought he was dead. As a scimitar comes whizzing your
Wait.
way.
Who?
I'll show you.
The murderer.
You know.
The dude we axed a couple
The
sessions ago.
murderer.
That son of a bitch that was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, he laid me out once, and he's probably about to do it again.
So, yeah.
Rematch.
Yeah, that's...
Oh no, it's you.
Get him!
Oh my gosh.
Get
Yeah.
No, DM, you're not allowed to bring back bad guys. That's it. I would never do that as a DM. All the time. Always.
winning.
All right, so does a 14 hit your AC?
No.
All right, so the first slash misses you. The second slash probably yeah, damn. Okay, I'm rolling bad. The second slash misses you well, as this person seems to be very put off by this rematch. Maybe Zabrandis wasn't quite expecting it. Maybe he's had his memory wiped. Who knows? But he does seem to be a little bit put off. And next up is going to be this noble, who is going to see what's going down. Is drunk, but it realizes that they're in pretty terrible danger. Sees the fight going on around him, and is just going to start calling at the top of his lungs, "Help! Help! Attack! Attack!" All right. Next up is Lucan.
All right,
Oh, looking, you're so fun. You're so fine.
Stop it. Okay.
Turn your Bunsen burner down a little bit.
Yeah, we're going to stop that. But what I want to do is, let's see. He is now 30 feet. Yeah. Okay. So I'll position myself up. I'll turn the flames off and position myself opposite him.
Okay, so drop the
block him.
flames completely.
Yeah, completely. And so I'm just blocking his path.
All right.
I basically want to block his path, physically block his path, so that my good friend Porter can properly intimidate him.
Okay. Would you like to do anything else? Do you want to roll intimidation yourself, or say anything?
You want to do the old, yeah, what he said.
Actually, what I'd like to do is use vicious mockery against him, and I'm trying to think of a good quip I could throw at him.
I will again remind you that is definitely a magical spell. You're in full view of guards and would be considered assaulting a citizen.
I appreciate that reminder. Okay, in that case, yeah, I'm not going to provoke the local authority.
Use some of your skills, man.
Yeah, no, I will attempt to intimidate him and basically just get in his face and summon what eldritch infernal power I have, and like just project that through my gaze to try and
Sure. Do you have
chill him in his
thaumaturgy?
boots. I believe I do, actually.
That's
Or
definitely
something
something
along
you
those
could
lines.
use. It's a non-damaging thing, but you could use to intimidate. It would just be for flavor, because you are going to have intimidation on this check already, advantage on this check already, because you cast that bonfire, which was, a little terrifying. lying.
Actually, it's not.
Prestidigitation.
Yeah, it's not thaumaturgy. I thought it was not
Okay.
prestidigitation. I guess the wizard's version of that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, you can. You can go ahead and roll intimidation with advantage. What are you saying to accompany this intimidation, if anything?
Where you going, little man?
That's a very Porter line. No, I think Lucan would be a little more subtle, and he would say, kind of eye him down and say, "We have words we wish to exchange with you, sir. It's in your best interest to stay where you are."
Okay. Oh man. He appears to be less maybe affected from that you would like, as he could see the guards quickly approaching. All right, Carnamurai.
So, what I would love to do is I'd love to get to the noble and pull him out of the fight and pull him away from the people. But I would also really love to use thaumaturgy to also call for the guards as to kind of like protect us. Be like, no, we were calling for the guards. We definitely weren't going to take care of it ourselves. You know?
Sure. Yeah. I could.
Can I do both?
Yes, I would say you can in this instance because your one is using your voice and magic, and the other is using your like physical movement to pull them, and he's not being like grappled by them or anything.
Awesome. Yeah. So I'm going to get to 50 feet here. And so I think that'll be about here. I can drag him with me. And then I am going to use thaumaturgy to yell as loudly as possible and be like, just essentially like, guards, help, like assault, or something along those lines to try to get the guards' attention and whatnot.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with the tokens.
No worries.
There we go. All right, and you are here. Okay, yeah, using your magic, your voice booms out on and echoes down the alley. It was pretty loud and definitely got some attention, you would hope, because there are guards around here somewhere. You're just not sure where or how far.
I just figure, if we can protect ourselves, and out of character, I'm using this to totally try to get the guards' attention away from Porter and but I don't know what's going on. I was planning on doing that anyways because I'm definitely trying not to get arrested.
Yeah, it's good to.
Yeah,
So-
my question was
Try
about
it.
to be: do Porter and Lucan hear Carnamurai?
We're pretty far away.
Yes. No, I would say you do. It's not noisy, and these are cobbled streets. There's
I mean, they're like 200,
thoroughfares and echoes and stuff.
200, 300 feet.
Thaumaturgy. I mean, that's
It's thaumaturgy. It's like you got a.
Oh.
It's like you just got a mic. So yeah, I would say it's faint, but you not only hear it, but you recognize what is being said.
But you also probably know I can take care of myself, so you're probably like,
just asking to see if they heard it. Well, then the guards probably heard it. If they're, I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
I'm just trying to get as
All
many.
right, Porter, you are up next.
I'm up next. I'm gonna move up next to my buddy and say, hey, why don't you tell our fellow officers coming over that you're A-okay and my buddy here a little weird with the fire because he's a little tipsy. And we'll go have a nice chat about this midnight walk you're taking.
Okay.
I have a +1 to intimidate. Wow.
Well, I would say that y'all set up a situation here, and you two can have advantage on this check.
What
All right, let's.
No. What the
Hey,
fuck?
it's not necessarily bad.
No,
Let's
but
see
it's
what.
just I rolled the same thing twice.
Yeah. Let's see
It's
what
fuck
Emic
this
is
game.
going to do. We'll give him an intuition. Why does that feel like not a thing? Insight. That's what I was trying to go for. Okay. Well, He rolled a 6.
Yep. He sucks.
Yeah, so he is going to look at you in definite fear in his eyes, and he says, "All right, I'll send them on their way, but just don't do anything stupid."
Don't you do anything stupid.
I get it. All right, Garrosh.
Okay, so yeah, I'm still in my battle stance, and I'm gonna take about 3. I'm gonna get like in melee range of this dude, and I say as lightning is crackling in my mouth, "I'm very disappointed in the choices you've made tonight." And I point at him and I say, "Flee," and I use command.
Oh, nice. Okay. Wisdom saving throw, and it's this one right in front of you, right?
I hope it works.
Yep.
hope
They
it
rolled
works, too.
they rolled a 6 as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's just going to turn to run.
Cool.
So let me give him a little marker. He's scared. All right, Druck, you're up next.
So my first question is about like item interaction in the rules. That you can interact with an item for free on your turn. So I'm wondering if you would allow me, mostly as flavor, but also as a tactic, to kick his crossbow away as a free action. Or would that be?
Yeah, I would say you can. Yeah.
Kind of maybe as I'm
I said
attacking.
he dropped it at his feet, so yeah, you can do that without having to make a roll.
Okay, yeah. So like as I'm doing these attacks, I just like want to make like one sweeping motion with my, with my tail.
Yeah, perfect.
And just kind of knock it. Obviously, I want to knock it this way, not towards the other guy.
Okay, yeah, you kick it and it goes skittering and slams up against the base of the building there.
Cool. All right, and then I am going to attack with an attack with my quarterstaff. That's a 15. Oh, that shouldn't have been with advantage of 14. Sorry.
14 is a hit.
Ooh. And then I am going to. I'm just gonna. I'm gonna flurry of blows. Well, actually, hang on. I guess I should just attack first. So, sure that misses.
Yes.
All right, then I'm gonna flurry of blows.
Hit.
And just tactically speaking, is this like a fence that I'm next to?
It's a balcony above you, so you're actually underneath a balcony.
Perfect. I'm just gonna get here.
Okay. You do notice as he's taking these hits that he seems weakened, like significantly from the last time you saw him. Like, he's not, he's not worse. He's definitely worse for wear for what is his apparent resurrection.
Okay.
Not everything is right as rain. Of course, on the other hand,
like a death curse of sorts?
you are fully aware of people, being able to disguise themselves and everything. All you know is that this guy looks like Zibrindus and he has his weapons.
Okay.
So, I guess you don't have any real proof that it is him, but you also don't have any reason other than the fact that he died in front of you to think that he's.
And that's usually a dead giveaway.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it really is. This thug is going to thwang another crossbow in Garrosh's direction.
Thwang.
14 hit your armor class?
No.
Chris?
My voice cracked. I guess y'all just didn't hear me at all. That's good. No.
Yes, I see that now. Okay, so yeah, he misses again and looks very put out and turns and runs in this direction, about as far as stop now, and grows twice his height. Stop it. Okay.
He knows the enlarge spell. Oh no!
What are we gonna do? This thug is okay, so this one that you frightened is going to flee. He's going to spend his full movement. You can have an attack of opportunity on him if you want.
No. I'll just let him go. Toodaloo.
I just gotta get a little bit past here on his turn. And yeah, I guess the other guy will, seeing himself abandoned, will also run.
Don't forget to write.
And Druck, you hear as those two
Good
just
one.
run. You hear the guy you're fighting go, "Oh shit!" This man, finding himself wrapped protectively in your arms, Karnamarai, is going to turn to you and say, "Well, this night suddenly got much better. Who are you?" "I am Orand Gralhunt, at your service. But
What?
you...
Gralhunt?
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. You rescued me, and that is... and he just kind of trails off.
Very nice.
Beautiful.
I'll kind of be like, it's nice to meet you again, sir.
You know from both the tavern opening and your time here in the city, I would say you recognize that name, Orand Gralhund. Definitely a significant noble house in the city of Waterdeep.
Wonderful, good. Then
Oh,
I'm
good,
glad
Daddy.
Oh, look at us
realized that
making
we are
friends and
helping
influencing
this
people.
and
Damn.
not attacking him.
And Karnamarai, I mean not Karnamarai, Lucan, you're up next. You know, to make this a little bit easier for y'all, I would say the guards approach at this point. This one comes up to you, Lucan, and claps a hand firmly on your shoulder. The other one flanks on this side. He does have his sword drawn, and he says, "What is the meaning of this? It's a harmful magic spell used this late at night. What's going on?" All right, now it's your turn, Lucan.
Okay, so I'll slur my speech. I'm like, well, I'm just trying to light my friend's way on his way home. We're walking him so he'd be safe. And
I
got a
love
little out
it.
of hand.
Oh man, I love it so much. So first of all, I'm going to give you inspiration for your drunken performance, and then I want you to roll performance.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey, that's a little
better. So you rolled a 16. Let's see what those guards think
Why
of
am I?
this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I have advantage clicked. I didn't mean that.
No, you're
Okay.
fine. We just take the first one in that case. Okay, so the guard immediately lowers or sheathes his sword and just gives this like long suffering sigh, and he says, "Another drunk, that goddamn tavern opening. I'm done with this already." And give me 1 second to check the code legal here. Forgery, littering, poisoning, theft, treason, vandalism. Yeah, he looks down at the stones and then looks at you, Porter, and
I give him my most winningest smile.
and he says
Full
he
thanks.
levels a question at you, Porter, and he says, "Are you drunk as well?" And looks at Emick, and Emick says, "These fine friends of mine were attempting to help me home. I tried to tell them I didn't need their assistance, but okay. And then that's the end of that turn. And Carnamara, you're up next. You do see that there is a guard approaching from this direction, south of you.
Cool. Well, I'm going to go ahead and before I move anywhere, I'm going to attempt to cast Hold Person on our little friend here, our little serial murderer, and see if that works. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to post this in the chat.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'm going to post this in the chat. There we go.
Are you within 60 feet of him?
I am. I'm like right at the
Awesome.
limit, but I am within 60 feet.
All right.
I measured that earlier.
He has to succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed. Nice.
Yes.
Oh, he rolled a 16. Is that a save?
Oh, I think that is. Let me double check my... Yes, my spell save is 12.
Ah, dang it. Okay, yeah. Good try, but you see him just shake it off. But he looks worried.
There you go. I'm going to drag my new friend over here 30 feet down this aisle here. I just measured that and I already forgot how far. Something like that towards the guard, and I'm going to be speaking at a level tone to the guard and be like, Sir, please come help quick. There's these men and they were assaulting Lord Galhund. I was like, please, can you come help? They're right over there, and I'm going to point in the direction that the assholes are running away in.
Okay. Yeah, the guard is rushing up, and he looks a little bit indecisive for a moment, not sure whether to go after the thugs, as you said, or render aid. And he says to Lord Growlhund, he says, "Are you all right, my lord?" And Growlhund responds somewhat drunkenly, but that he is now, thanks to you. All right, Porter. This guard just asked if you were drunk as well.
I slap my belly and I say, there's not an ounce of liquid in this world that can knock me on my ass.
Are you drunk or not? I
No,
guess
I'm
that's
not
a
drunk.
good thing. I guess. Okay.
No, I'm not drunk.
All right. You can make a persuasion check for me.
That I'm not drunk?
No, that, persuading the guard, or unless you wanted to do something different.
I've had to persuade a cop that I wasn't drunk when I wasn't drunk.
I was in college.
Yeah, if you...
Yep.
It was between persuasion and deception, but you aren't lying, so it's persuasion.
Okay.
Yeah, he... This seems to satisfy him. And he looks at both you and Emick, and he says, "We'll get this one to a bed, and quickly. I don't want any more roughhousing, carousing, magic using tonight."
Don't worry, officer. If he pulls out his little flame trick, I'll just thump him on the head.
Be sure you do. Consider this your warning. And he and the other guard leave. All right, Garrosh.
Of my call.
Oh, yeah, and as the guards walk away, Lucan straightens up and gives them a guard salute. Kind of just as he waves it, like teeters in the wind there.
Okay,
Nice.
let's see here. Let's see. Kind of torn on what I want to do this time around.
What do you want to do, man?
I don't know.
What do you want to do, man?
Let me look at my spells one more time.
There's nothing there. There's nothing there that can save you. You gotta use your head, man.
It's all lost.
That would be funny if Garrosh's inner voice was like that. Hey, man, what's up?
Today was such a lovely day. How you doing?
Man, you look like you got yourself in some shit.
All right. Let's see.
It's just a bad situation.
Porter on one side who's like, we should beat their asses, and then Kana Mirai's on the other side like,
Okay.
no, darling, we can't do that. Against the rules.
I don't want to actually engage this dude, but I am going to. I'm still on the ruler again. I am going to come over here and say, "The gods are on their way. What are you going to do?" And then I point at him and I say, grovel. And I use command again.
On who?
On this guy.
Okay.
On the drow.
Command. That's gonna be another.
And my DC is 13.
Okay. All right. He rolled an 8.
Hey.
So you see his back bend and he falls to the ground, on his hands and knees.
Okay.
That is right.
Trek. Is there anything you would like to do, or shall we drop out of initiative?
So upon seeing him drop, can I kind of pull like? I think I want to try and like get behind him and restrain him.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check. No, I'm just gonna say you can, because he's under the gaius of the spell or whatever right now, so he can't really.
And Svod's 3 feet tall, right?
Yeah, but he can't really resist.
I was gonna say, what does that exactly look like?
Just sit on his
Actually,
back.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. Like I'm gonna try and maybe like stand on his back or something. And,
maybe
like,
disarm him and bend his arm behind his back or something like that.
That's kind of my first thought was like, just kind of make it more difficult for him, but also, like put myself in a position to either attempt to restrain him or ride him. Who knows?
Ooh, oh my!
And by the way, I am 2'4".
Oh wow!
All right, so I will say that you can do that without a roll, since he's currently being magically affected. You consider him grappled by a truck. Okay. All right, and with that, we're going to drop out of initiative. I'm going to jump back up here to Porter and Froon and Lucan, as these two guards continue their patrol down the street. What do you do?
I very politely turn him back around and start walking him back towards our tavern to get out of eyesight and earshot of the so-and-sos that are walking away.
Okay.
And I want to take up a polite conversation and be like, so, midnight walk, huh?
Well, I was just checking and seeing how your opening night had gone. I assume it was very profitable for you. Without a hitch, I'm sure.
Oh. Did you know of any hitches that might have been trying to crop up? Boy-o.
I don't have the slightest idea what you're talking about.
Can I do an insight check?
You may.
Come on, 0. Well, shit.
He's hard to read. He's leveling his eyes at you, and he's not giving anything away. So
here's what I want to do. As we're walking back, so he's on my right side. I got my right arm around his shoulder, kind of more or less holding him there so he doesn't go anywhere. Because I imagine I'm much bigger and larger than him and stronger. Mm-hmm. And then I just kind of want to...
I mean, he's a big guy, but he's not muscle.
Yeah. And I want to pull out one of my cleavers from my belt and pull it out and be like, you ever seen a knife like this? You know what I can do with this knife? I have butchered an entire cow in 30 minutes with one of these. Clean as a whistle, down to the bone. Now you might be thinking, you gotta get a sharp knife for that. That's true. But you need to have something that's nice and heavy too to break up them bones, to get in there deep. And I start kind of like pushing him into him. not with the point, but just kind of like with the back end of it, so he can just see his reflection in it because it's nice and shiny. You gotta get in there deep. Let them know that even though they're dead and gone, they're not being wasted. Now, I'm sure you're a very important man, and I'm a very important man. And I don't like my time being wasted. just like when I slaughter up all the meat I gotta eat in the next couple of days for me and my patrons and my crew. If I see you around here again, I might be serving something new on my menu.
Or if you
Do you understand?
business.
All right, go ahead and make a intimidation roll.
Can I assist him by,
Oh, yes!
All right, never mind. You didn't need any help.
Perfect.
Okay, so Lucan, you notice.
You watch a grown man shit his pants.
Well, you notice a wet trail begin to form behind Emic as you walk behind this pair, and you hear what he says. Emic looks at you, Porter, and he says, "But you wouldn't dare. Those guards have seen your face and seen us here tonight. You think they wouldn't suspect? How dare you?
I put my knife right in front of his face as he's talking, and I say, see, the thing is, you're thinking they'll recognize you when they find your body. I'll make sure they never find the body, and if they do, they're gonna wonder what poor soul pissed off some motherfucker that ripped this guy down to his bare essentials and nothing more."
As you say this, you're rounding the curve here, and he jerks away from you, and he says, "Your point has been made," and he reaches into his into a pouch at his side, pulls out a handful of coin, and just flings it at you, and he says, "Consider the message received. You won't hear anything else from me." And he starts booking it down the aisle.
Nice.
And I look over at Luke and I go, "Man, I just love these midnight walks. You get so much done.
Oh my
You
gosh.
can clear your head."
And
You know, that was very generous of him to make a contribution to our opening night.
I know, right?
I think we should wait a couple of weeks and then just go visit his tavern and return the favor.
You know what? And I think we should give him his own special ale.
Yep, I think we
You know
should.
I know I'll make him my favorite blood sausage. He'll love it. And at that
Great
point,
idea.
my face just goes completely blank as I stamp back to the I guess to the rest of y'all to see how y'all are doing.
go ahead and roll a d20 for me, Shane.
Oh my
Sure.
god.
D20.
Okay, so he hurled 19 gold at you. Go ahead and make a d4 roll. And 1 platinum.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
I pick up the platinum and I hand it to Lucan and I give him a wink.
There's of you. Thank you, Porter.
All right,
No problem.
you all down here suddenly see Emic Froon just moving as fast as a large man can. And at this point, he is out of breath and sweating, and he just takes one look around at all of you, and he just ducks his head and he says, "I wasn't here," and he starts running past. Oops, that was weird. Growing larger as he goes. It's really hard to drag these small tokens without making them big again. Anyway, he goes running past it. He says, "You mean officer?" And just keeps running. And presumably going back to his establishment, which is down here in the corner.
I am going to say to the guard, "Well, hey now, I saw that man right before Lord, where's his fucking name? Garland or something?
Growland?
Yes, I'll be like, I saw that man right before Lord Galrin, that whatever his name is.
Grolhund. It's really hard to say.
Sorry,
Lord
I
Handsome over here.
Lord.
But I'm gonna say that to the guard. I'm gonna point him out and say, "Well, I saw him in the alleyway right before he got attacked."
Okay, yeah. When you say that, as Emic is running past the guard here, the guard will just hold out an arm, and Emic runs right into his arm, and the guard says, "Maybe not be in quite such a hurry to leave. I think I have a couple of questions for you."
Oh man.
I'm just gonna give when the guard is like, I'm assuming he's not looking at me. I'm just gonna give Froon a little smile and a wink.
Very good. All right, so I think at this point, with the guard detaining Emic for questioning, he calls out for aid. Some more guards arrive. I'm going to go ahead and make a roll to see if these other thugs are going to get away in time. So let's just make a little roll here and see what happens. All right, I rolled a 4. So I'm going to say that they do all get away, these other 3 nameless thugs. Unless you are making any kind of move to stop them.
Mm-mm.
With the guard here, probably not.
Okay.
But I will
And,
like crocodile tears for the guard. To be like, I was so scared.
Oh, very good. Yeah, go ahead and make a performance check for me.
Sweet.
And you could do it with advantage.
Yes. I was like, can I do it with advantage?
Yeah.
I hope it was a good roll.
What the fuck? It happened again.
Yeah, it did. 12.
Same number. Yeah. Jeez.
I mean, he definitely doesn't think you're lying or anything, and he comforts you, but he's got other things to attend to, so doesn't spend a lot of time on you.
So scared, you know.
So the guards will all arrive. They will take over the prisoner, and also take Emic away with them for some questioning. Are you basically pressing charges against Emic Froon, accusing him of possibly being involved in a hit on one of your more prestigious patrons in an attempt to sabotage or your good name on your opening night, or are you not being quite that forthright? Like, what exactly do y'all want? What story would y'all like to present to the officials here?
I would think that would probably be Lord Gruhan's kind of territory, because he was the one who was attacked. So I mean, with it potentially being revealed that Emmett has been involved, I would say leave that up to the Lord, simply because, like, we could try to press charges, but you know, it could also end up being a he said thing. Well, they threatened me, you know, so that's not that I would know that.
I feel like it would be enough to just tell them that Froon was like a witness.
Right,
and that
just
way they
present
grill
the
him.
evidence.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I implied that he was involved. Just
right.
By the way.
But like nothing more than nothing more than implying.
We would make it very clear that he's the one who would financially benefit from our ruin. So
sure,
and
he was attempting to, you know, like, he was attempting to move past all of this in a very suspicious manner. So yeah, that's against him. So okay, we will table that whole interaction for now. You all go back to your tavern.
Did I miss something? What about the drow?
The guards are taking him into custody.
So, I mean, we're just gonna let them take him. We're not gonna say anything.
Well, that was what I was asking you. Did you want?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about the other guys.
Yeah. I was
the other guys got away. So we've got Froon,
okay, I'm sorry.
and we've got this guy, which, if you want to bring up the whole other thing, you can.
Well, okay, here, out of character, how would we know? Like, yes, we could bring it up, but how would we know? Like,
you know what? I would let both Lucan.
But how would we know that he did it?
Lucan and Carnamarai, if you would like, I don't know if either of you have detect magic. You would have an opportunity to sort of subtly catch that if you wanted to, or maybe make an investigation roll to see if you can determine if this guy is actually Zibrandus or if somebody in disguise. I mean,
Is he
I
being?
do not have that, but I could cast guidance on you, Lucan, if you wanted to give it a shot.
Well, I don't have detect magic, and my
that was just
investigation-
like an example. But you feel free to get like creative with whatever you want to do to try to make this determination.
Investigation's intelligence, right?
Yeah,
Who
I'm
has
not
the
so
best
I'm not so hot on that.
Yeah, I only have a +1.
I literally have a -1 on that.
Well, I just think it's funny that all of y'all came into this with relatively low intelligence scores, all of you. But anyway,
that is 100% the fault of 5th edition having essentially only one, now 2 intelligence-based characters now.
true.
Mm-hmm.
Classes.
What's the second one now?
Artificer.
Oh, Artificer. That's right. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, wizards and artificers. Right.
In that case, I will cast guidance on myself,
Mm-hmm.
and I will attempt to do it was investigation, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I will attempt to do this. And then it's a +4. Let's see what I get. Hopefully something good. Not really, but a 14.
Yeah. So, as you are kind of standing around answering a couple of questions, and as more guards show, you take the opportunity to kind of inspect this guy that Druck is now holding, and yeah, you can determine with that roll that he doesn't appear to be wearing any sort of magical glamour. You know, there's like when you touch him, you don't reach through some, disguise self or that kind of thing. From what you could tell, with just an investigation check, he is who he appears to be. So, and I'll even say that you like quietly, if you want to, you could quietly ask him some questions without being observed currently by the guards.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll ask him and be like, what am I gonna ask him and be like?
I'll just flat out say, how are you still walking?
There you go.
He looks up at you all and he says, "My master is gracious. He will regret it."
Did he say he or you?
He, my master is gracious. He will regret it.
You will regret saying that.
Jarlaxle is your master?
Was.
He was?
That's
Who
what
are
he
you
said.
working for now?
He doesn't say anything.
You work for.
I kind of grab him by the scruff of the collar. I'm sure this is, rather amusing or something, and I go, "Who are you working for now?"
Intimidation.
I'm gonna keep an eye on the guards.
So I'm gonna look at him for any kind of markings, whether they be the eye stalks, the beholder eye stalk, or they be the. Wow.
I'll say, "Who
Oh,
are you working for
Jimmy.
now?" And my voice like cracks, and
A little nugget.
I spit on him a little bit.
Yeah, he just makes a face and just goes tight-lipped.
You fall into
I'm gonna
whatever
look at him
kobold
and
language
say-
is, and you're just like,
Yes, actually, you know
A
what?
series
That is
of
on my
yips.
sheet, and I occasionally do that sometimes. So yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Lucan, you can make an investigation check if you like, looking for any telltale gang markings or anything like that. Faction.
I'm gonna ask him and say, "Did Jaraxel really kill you?"
Okay, so Lucan, you don't see anything. There's not anything super obvious. And Zabrinda says in reply to you, Carnamarai, he only looks at you, and then kind of his hand sort of subconsciously goes to his chest. I think, did he shoot him in the head or the chest? I don't remember now.
Here goes the head.
Okay. So yeah, his hand goes to his head, and you can see in his temple now there's like a silvery scar
Oh.
there, and he just nods at you. And I
I'm
would
gonna
say that
tell-
that's going to be all the time you'll have for questioning.
I was just gonna, I don't know if you'll allow this, but I was just gonna
Mhm.
say something and be like, is there anything we can do to help you?
Yeah, he doesn't respond to you.
Aw.
Finishing God.
Yeah, the translation of that I was about to type it is essentially bastard drow. But the real the translation of bastard is actually rotten egg.
Nice.
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 I love it.
All right, so with that, the rest of the guards arrive. They take Zabrandus into custody. Are y'all saying anything to them about what Zabrandus is possibly also guilty, or for sure also guilty of?
I just don't know if we can in a way that won't implicate us in the
Yeah.
boat's theft.
Yeah, it's probably not going to go over well if we start acting like we saw this guy get shot in the head and now he's back and blah blah.
I am
I'm
less
not-
concerned about the boat's theft and
Yeah.
He
more
was the murderer,
any-
the serial murderer, but I'm trying to think of a way because obviously the fight that we had with him. Now, of course, the only person that saw us was the drunk person that we know of. So I don't know, and we've got a couple real distinctive people. I don't know that we can really say anything about him being the serial murderer without them potentially making the connection of, oh, hey, you were the guys that stole the boat.
Well, it's not the boat that we need to be concerned about. It is the relation to Jarlaxle that we don't want to
That's
get pinned on. I mean, because a boat,
Yeah.
we could pay off a boat.
Yeah.
We
True.
can't pay off you had dinner with one of the most notorious pirates and were seen cavorting with him.
Yeah.
Well, you also sunk the boat, so.
Oh, that's right, I forgot that.
And it was just a little rowboat too, so you don't necessarily know if the connection has been made between its disappearance
Oh,
and you
well,
guys.
you know what? I'm gonna turn to the guards and I'm gonna say, I don't know. I'm gonna do this out of earshot of the drow, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't know if this is true or not, but he was saying some threatening things to Druck and to Garage, saying that he's killed others before down in the docks, and he's happy to kill them too. I don't know if that's right or not, or if he was just trying to be intimidating, but it might be worth looking into.
The guard thanks you and looks suspiciously at Sabrindus. And we're gonna go ahead and end the scene there because I want to make sure we move on this session. If everyone could move their tokens over here for me, back by your tavern. Let's see. So yes, after a very long day, you all retire at last to your beds. So I'm going to go ahead and move you over to your little tavern page. Pretend all these people aren't here.
Yeah.
'Cause
Y'all need to go home.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I'll move everybody out. real quick.
Closing time.
Yeah, exactly.
My bed can only fit so many people. Get out.
Leaf goes into
Exactly.
poltergeist mode, chases the rest of them out. Like, well,
Yes.
it's just gonna earn us a good reputation, is all. It's just gonna stand the influence. And hey, Lord Grunhund, whatever, that poor dude that I rescued, in quotes, not that y'all did more work than I think I did. I just pulled his ass out of the line of fire. But I was like, hey, between our poltergeist Leaf and our Lord friend, spewing our virtues and graces to all his friends, we're going to be the most popular bar or popular tavern in no time at all.
All right. So you all turn in for the evening. And I'm going to say that I'll go ahead and say a 10-day passes a week. And you haven't yet heard much as far as how the investigation of the evening's events has fallen out, but it still seems to be underway. The only news you have is that Emmett Froon is under instructions to not leave the city, and so basically on sort of a house arrest while the investigation is ongoing.
Good.
And you definitely the fallout from your opening night seems to have gone on pretty well, and your first week is pretty profitable, and I'm gonna give you all a bonus for that when we roll at the end of
Woohoo!
2 10 days, or maybe we should do it by a 10 days. I think I'll do it every 2 10 days so that we're just not rolling all the time, but
Nice. And
we'll see. Or maybe we can just do it like at the end of the 10-day, like in the chat over the week or something like that.
I was gonna ask really fast. At some point it can be out of session easily. I would like to go and visit the druids the Emerald Enclave person that invited me.
Yes.
That can be out of chat. And
yeah. Well, we could probably noted that you want to do that, and we will do it at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot.
What?
Jeez.
Can I backtrack? Nah, never mind. It's too much. I thought of something I could have done, but I was in the moment. Is there any chance you would let me, the guy who was being attacked, lift a handkerchief off of him?
Yeah, we can do that. Just to see if he has a handkerchief, and you'll take it.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll sleight of hand, I suppose.
Nice.
Nice.
Wow.
You got yourself a handkerchief.
Awesome.
All right. So at the end of the 10-day, you are a week from now on another Faerun Sunday night equivalent. You all turn in, and the next morning, you are all suddenly and rudely pulled from sleep to this sound.
Ah! No!
A fire?
Windows
Outside?
rattle as the roar of an explosion fills Troll Skull Alley. You, Karna Mirai, you rush the window and you can see
Not me.
down. Yeah, exactly. Let me change your map real quickly.
Oh my gosh.
Back to Troll Skull Alley. All right. You can see down because your room is right here at the corner, and you can see down here. Not too far from the tavern, charred bodies, and there are anguished screams flying through the air and a thick cloud of acrid smoke billowing outward from the blast, which seems to have occurred right outside your door.
Oh my lord.
Oh my god. Well, I'm immediately going to go down and investigate.
All right. Let me
I'll
give me
run
just a
down
second.
and see
And
who needs
render
help.
aid if possible.
Yeah, same.
All right. So Karna Mirai, yeah, you can place your tokens where you want to be.
So where are the hurt folk?
There's still a bunch of smoke, and at this point you can't really see anything. It's all very much.
But it's literally outside our door there in the corner.
Yes.
Adrian, my internet's been dropping in and out, so I just literally missed the last minute.
Oh no.
There was an explosion, and was there anything else big?
You could see charred bodies and anguished screams. You could hear.
Which direction?
It's right out here. If you look up on the daylight side of Troll Skull Alley.
Oh. Okay. Oh gosh.
First off, do I see anything that could be like a secondary explosive in the area?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Cool.
And all of you need to position your tokens as to where you are and what you're doing.
So I guess I'm not clear on where
I'm too worried about the dead bodies, I suppose.
Yeah, where's the smoke coming
front
from?
entrance? Is it here or is it down here?
This is the explosion, the blast area, and the smoke is billowing out from that area. It's clearing quickly, but everywhere. Do you see that black cloud?
I did not. Okay.
All the dots on it?
Yeah.
All the colorful dots on it?
Yeah, I was in the nighttime side.
Okay.
Sorry. That's why I was
problem.
not tracking what was going on. Okay. Yeah.
I'm going to run back inside, scramble up stairs, and get on the roof.
I'm assuming.
Ooh, Jesus.
I'm assuming that the front door is like here, right?
They're most of the doors are down in this
I think it's
area.
on the west side of the
Oh,
building.
they are. Oh, okay, so
There's like a porch where Druck is.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to say with my 5 perception check, I noticed jack shit, and so I'm going to assess the situation and see who needs help.
Same.
It looks like they're the most hurt. Is the first.
Okay, as you move into this area, I mean, you could see a couple of people on the outskirts that are like picking themselves up. There's a couple of people with like with some minor burns, some bloody noses, ears bleeding from the sound, the roar of the explosion. But everyone else that you see, all these little circles here, are all bodies. Absolutely dead.
Oh my gosh. So
Olive will go to
how many people? Okay, which are the colors of the deceased again?
11.
The red.
All of them. All of the circles you see here are all dead.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
Can I do a perception check just to see if I notice anything?
Yes, you can. What are you looking for?
Anything or anyone that looks suspicious, that looks like it might be the cause of this explosion. That's why I kind of went up on the roof to look around, get a better look.
Sure. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Well, I'm going to be honest and make it with disadvantage because it is daytime now.
Oh yeah. Yeah, your eyes, like, you're blinking and squinting, but there's just a glare everywhere, and your eyes are just watering. You have a really hard time seeing.
I was wanting to do the same thing, but not get on a roof.
Okay. Yeah, just make a regular perception check from where you're at.
Nope.
Yeah, the smoke is
So much
everywhere.
smoke.
It's really hard to see anything.
Well,
Can I ask you this? Can I tell, like, your picture showed like stalls and stuff like that. Would I know that if the explosion happened in a specific stall, or if it was, was it
You can
in
move
around?
forward and
Oh, okay.
yeah, move forward and make an investigation check if you want to check out like the blast area.
Yeah, I'm trying to find the source. Like where
Okay, Lucan, you can go ahead and make an Arcana check for me. Porter, it seems to be centered in the middle of the street. It wasn't centered on the sides or in a stall. Lucan,
Where's Lucan?
You feel this feels familiar. You can't be certain, but you're almost certain this was. You can't be certain, but you think that this explosion may have been magical in nature.
So,
could I also double that up with an Arcana check? Not that I'm.
Yeah, you can as well.
Okay. I swear to God, I'm gonna do bad. Wow.
Yeah, you're not sure what is going on here as far as the source or what happened.
During all this madness, I'm just rounding up people who are wounded and helping people out, like using prayer of healing to like mass heal groups of people.
Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, you're helping them to their feet.
Yeah.
There is let's see. So as y'all are moving through the carnage here and looking at the bodies and everything, they're not all of them blasted beyond recognition. So you could see the 4 red, and like and talking with people who are around and everything, the people start to gather. Of course, a crowd. It's not too long before some guards appear, and 2 of them stay and start trying to, get people to back up out of the way, but there's only 2 of them and it's still chaos. The other 2 run off to get reinforcements. And the 4 red circles here were 2 female halflings and 2 male halflings who were doing like a street performance, like a dancing, flute, and then the others, 2 were dancing and then the others were playing instruments. There is 2 female humans and 1 male half elf dressed in plain clothes. Those are the orange circles. They don't appear, nothing super indicative about them or anything, nothing noticeable. There is 1 elderly female human that no one recognizes. That's the purple circle. She's dressed a little nicer, but again, not, nothing that stands out particularly. And there's a male gnome right here that's the green circle closest to your tavern. And he is wearing a burned cloak. And as you look closer, you can see his hand is in like kind of a rigor mortis death grip around a dagger. And then 2 cloaked male humans that are in leather armor, and they are wearing long swords, and those are the blue circles that you see. And they're in dark cloaks. If y'all want, you can 2 of you can make per why is it perception? No, okay, I guess I'll just do what the book says. 2 of you can make perception checks if you're kind of examining the bodies a little closer.
Yeah,
I have a +4 in perception, so I'm gonna try, despite the fact that I rolled really poorly recently. 12.
Okay, yeah, you don't find anything. Garrosh, however, you there's something kind of makes you go a little closer, and you even risk a moment when the guards aren't looking to nudge one of the bodies of the cloaked male humans over with your foot.
Mm-hmm.
And as you do, his arm flops over, and you can see that he has a tattoo of a black winged snake on his right forearm.
Okay.
And putting kind of 2 and 2 together and looking towards the body of the male gnome who's clutching a dagger, you can see, you go over to the gnome and kind of try to see if you can see any sort of correlation. No tattoos there, but you do notice that there is dried waste on his boots and cloak, like he had been in the sewers recently.
Okay.
And you also notice that the pouch at his side seems a little heavy. His money pouch seems a little heavy. You can look a little closer if you'd like. I'm gonna put this into the chat because it's a bunch of clues, and give me a second because I'm gonna have to edit it a little bit.
Sure.
Lucan's looking around for a caster since he suspects it was magically related. He's trying to see who might have done this.
Okay, everybody that is around are either at this point either people that you recognize, or just people just kind of standing there gawking or recovering.
So, the gnome has a pouch, you said.
Yes.
And how crazy is it with like people being like, if I look around at the people at the whole scene, does it look like people's, do I look pretty inconspicuous at the moment? I mean, for being a big guy, but yeah.
I mean, there's enough confusion right now that you could definitely make a roll.
Okay.
You could certainly try.
Okay, I will try.
And what are you trying?
I guess
distract people.
Am I able to just grab it? Do I have to like roll this guy over, pick him up, or?
You can do a sleight of hand check.
Okay. All right. I'm going to try and pick up the bag and look in it. Okay.
Yeah, you slip that thing into your pocket. It doesn't seem you do it pretty handily.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think that anybody saw you.
Okay.
That was a DC 13, by the way.
I saw you though. I just showed back up from the roof, and I'm like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, anybody who has a
Nice.
passive
Really
perception of 14 or greater saw him.
Yeah.
No way, that's not me then.
Mhm.
Well,
I would say that, Drek, I'll go ahead and let you have seen it since, like you said, you were from up there on the roof. So.
yeah.
No, I'm down now.
Can I start questioning
okay.
those gathered around as to what they saw?
You can. I'm going to give you a short amount of time to do that. Let's see. So, as you all are all standing around here and you're starting to move through the crowd and question a few people as to what's going on, Fala Lafer comes running, and they are giant. They come rushing up, and I'm going to say, let's see, they're going to come up to Lucan, because Lucan was the one who was kind of brokered the agreement between Fala and Rashal. And they'll rush up to you, Lucan, on top of you even. And god damn it.
They're just gonna
And
pull you over.
and they'll
Push me
say,
into the corpses. No, just kidding.
I was up in the greenhouse on my second floor of my shop, and the blast blew out some of the windows. Yes, by the way, all of your tavern windows in this area are just completely blown out.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I think
And
tomorrow
all
I can
around
out my
the
spells.
street.
Wait, no. Could I say that because I didn't change any of my spells. Well, I guess I can't really do that. I can just repair them tomorrow with mending.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Bam, there you go.
I'll call
Mending
him.
is a cantrip, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you wouldn't have to have it prepared. If you know mending, you
Yeah,
would
it
have
just
had to
takes a
have it
minute.
selected as a cantrip, though. I don't.
That's the thing, is I didn't have it selected as a cantrip.
Okay, then you don't have access to that spell.
Yeah. I can
Yeah.
just call my uncle, my sister tomorrow. They'll come over. They'll help us.
But anyway, let's see. So there's glass everywhere. All of the windows in the street seem to have suffered. Anyway, they say, I wasn't injured, but through the smoke I saw a cloaked man take something from the body of that gnome there, and they indicate this one, and start limping away. He was badly burned, and casting glances over his shoulder like he was afraid someone might be following him. He was headed toward the bent nail, which is this direction.
Okay.
So, the bent nail, I believe, is Tali's establishment, which is around the corner here. So, let me put that in chat. There's a couple of other people around. You see,
Excuse me.
there's a very well-dressed woman who is standing outside of Vincent Trench's house, which is right here.
Alia, was the man a human or an elf? Was there anything distinctive about him that we could possibly find him with? Identify him with?
Could be. Hold that thought. I'll put this a little bit smaller. Not that you could see it anyway, because it's super dark. But anyway, she's there. And she's standing outside of Vincent's establishment. Vincent is standing next to her and has an arm or a hand kind of resting protectively on her shoulder. And let's see. Let me look at your perception checks back here. Okay. As y'all move in that direction, like I assume you are, I could let two more of you make perception checks if you like.
All right. Big money, no whammies?
No. Fuck.
For fuck's sake, girl, you better roll well.
With that
I was gonna
roll,
say it sounded like she was giving you something.
it was enough to see a
Oh.
quick movement over here by this stall.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go investigate that then.
Okay. We'll first deal with whoever is talking to this pair. So if you are moving that direction. All right. Garrosh, in the interim here, you could subtly peek into the pouch that you snagged, and you find that it actually has 5 gems in it, worth, I think, 100 gold piece each.
Ah! Ah!
Oh my.
Ah!
Put in the chat.
They are dead.
Drinks
So,
from, Hero.
who's approaching Vincent and the woman?
I can do it. I am good with people.
Yeah, I want to
Alright,
go to Carnamarai.
As you approach, Porter, you can hear her saying to Vincent, "I tell you, it was not a man, more like a puppet, shaped like a man. A puppet, without strings. It was on the rooftop. It hurled something into the crowd below that caused the explosion. I saw it. I saw it with my own eyes. I saw those halflings burned alive. I saw them." There's really not much else for you to do here.
Yeah.
All right,
She
wait.
seems to be inconsolable, but you definitely overheard that bit of. You do find out her name is Jezrin Hornraven. She appears to have been just visiting Vincent Trench as a client. And
Oh, man.
let's see.
Is regretting.
And this
coming
is what
to
she saw. Carnamarai and Druck, as you approach the stall, you poke your head around, you see a small foot, and it quickly jerks back. And as you look a little closer, you can see a young boy, a young halfling boy, with a blackened face and singed hair, and he is hiding behind a water barrel back there.
I'm gonna crouch down and I'm gonna say, "Well, hi there, sweetheart. What's your name?" Or no, not what's your name. I'm gonna say, "Hi there, sweetheart. Are you doing all right? Are you hurt?"
He just, well, go ahead and make a persuasion check. And you can do it with advantage.
Okay, since I'm a grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Persuasion. I swear to fucking God, I better roll well at least.
Whoa, is that what you said to
Yeah,
that kid?
you did. So he, as soon as he
Distinctly
sees that,
grandma energy.
Swear
yeah,
to
as he
fucking
sees
God,
your
better answer me.
face appear, he just flings himself at you and wraps his arms around your neck, and he's, as you get a better look at him and you kind of pull him out into the light, he's not a little child. He's like 12, but he's a halfling. But there's just like streaks down his black face of tears, and he's just crying, and all he can say for a little while is, my friends, and then after some time, as you're holding him, you can feel a like in around his neck there's a sort of a lumpy piece of jewelry or whatever, and it's not around his neck. You notice that he's clutching it in his hands, but he looks up at you and he says, when the explosion went off, I ran, ducked behind that barrel back there, and I heard this plop sound, and I saw this fall into it. And he kind of holds up his hand, and he's showing you. Sure, I'll just go ahead and show it to you because you'll examine it. But it's a necklace, and it has a broken clasp, and this is what it is.
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh.
Nice little
Yeah.
fireball.
Ooh. Oh. So yeah, something fell off the roof and flopped into this rain
Jesus Christ!
barrel. Let's see.
Well, I will comfort the kid for sure. And okay, so out of character really fast, guys. On a scale of 1 to 10, is it a good idea for me to convince the kid to hand this over to me?
Well, yeah, because let's try and we see it, but we don't actually know what it is.
Oh, okay. Okay, that's fair. Yeah. So I will comfort the child and I'll say, "Sweetheart, how about this?" Or blah, blah, blah. I'll say, "Sweetheart, I'll hold on to that for you and I'll turn it in once the guards get here."
Yeah, he nods and like presses it into your hands. He doesn't really want anything to do with it.
Perfect. I will ask him and be like, "Is there anybody else around here that I could call for you to come sit with you, or would you just?"
When you say that, you hear somebody yelling out, and he looks up, and there's a halfling woman running down the street in your direction, and she's just calling out. She's yelling, "Martin, Martin!" And
I'll stand up and hoist him onto my shoulders and call out to her because I know that frantic calling.
yeah,
That's a
she
mother.
sees you and immediately runs in your direction and takes him. And I'll put that in the chat as well. Let's see.
Nice. And I will hand him off, and I will, just kind of say, "Would you come back?" Essentially kind of reassure her that he wasn't, he's very scared and upset, but he wasn't hurt, and that he should talk to the guards once he's recovered and whatnot. And please come and visit. I would love to, check in on him and whatnot and stuff like that. Grandma shit.
Sure.
And just my little man just appeared, so now I'm comforting my boy.
All right, and I'm gonna put the this one last thing into the chat here. Martin produces a necklace of fireballs with 2 beads remaining and a broken glass. But just so you know, there's 2 beads remaining on there. All right. It is at this point that enough time has passed. I would say about 15 minutes that the 2 other guards that ran off to get more have returned, and they are beginning to shut down the area, but they haven't quite managed it. Is there anything else that you would all like to do?
I would love to investigate the rooftops. But you know what? I'll ask Druck to do it. I'll point out the direction, which I'm assuming that what's her name, Jezerin pointed out where he was on the roof, and he said that he crawled behind the water barrel, right behind the stall. So I'd ask Druck if he can climb up on the roof and investigate the roof real quick.
Absolutely, I will definitely do that.
Okay. All right. Anybody else going with him, or just Druck?
Well, I was still trying to get a description from Fala about what she saw, the person she saw, if that person's identifiable, so we can try and track them down.
Yeah, what she said, they appeared to be human, but she couldn't really tell, and that he was badly burned and limping, and then she told you the direction he went in. So if you want to take off that direction, you can.
Yeah, I would like to do that. I want to
Okay.
track this dude down.
So head out this direction, and we'll resolve that in a second.
And as I head out, I would like to. Well,
You want to bring anyone with you?
I don't know. Does anybody want to come with me?
We have 2 things that are happening right now, or 3 things really, I guess. There's the guards are starting to tighten the investigation. They're you've got the clue on the roof, and you've got Lucan heading off that way. Lucan, as you start to pass by, actually, this guard and this one will both step forward and stop you and ask you to remain at the scene. not leave.
I was gonna go with him too, but I will go back.
So
Go ahead.
I was going to tell the guard, I'm like, Fala saw a person running from the scene in this direction who seemed to have been involved in the blast, and I'm trying to pursue them, see if we can find them, question them.
I understand, sir, but you're going to have to remain here. But he does speak to another of the guards and begins to move off that direction himself.
Cool. Well, somebody's gonna track him down.
Let's see now. Druck, I would like you to make first a stealth check. And you're in the shade here in the alley, so you could make it with advantage. Or not with advantage. It just doesn't have to be with disadvantage because you are in shade, not in sun.
Wait, stealth?
Yeah.
Why would it be a disadvantage?
Isn't that what you do when you're in sunlight?
No, it's perception checks.
Oh, it's just perception. Okay, sorry about that.
And attacks.
Okay, I thought it was a couple things. All right, so just perception and attacks. All right, yeah, you can just make a regular stealth check then.
Attack rolls and wisdom. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Decent.
All right, and then you can make an acrobatics check or athletics check to see if you can find your way up onto the roof.
Oh!
Hey! So, Carnamara, you watch as Druck just kind of flips his way up onto the roof with ease. And
squirrel.
Yeah, just climbs up, no problem at all. And let me see. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation or perception check.
Okay. It's like, do I go with the -1 or do I go with the disadvantage? I think I have to go with the -1.
Hey, that's good. So you're searching around up here. You don't initially find anything because you're trying to be careful because you're trying to not be seen up here. But you do find a torn piece of cloth with a symbol on it. A toothed cog with 4 spokes.
Hog. Okay.
Are you proficient in religion?
No.
Show it to me.
Yeah.
I know.
So yeah, you can come back down and bring it to Garrosh if you'd like, or whatever.
Yeah, I'll bring it down. I would probably just show everybody, probably not knowing at all what it was. So I'd probably show Carnamarai first.
Mm-hmm. Would I know, potentially?
If you're proficient in religion, you can make a check, but only if you are.
Oh, no, I'm not.
Alright, so I just go around, probably show Porter, just go to the people closest and be like, any idea? I'm sure Porter is not, so I'll go on, and then just for flavor. And then I'll go to Garrosh.
Okay, so... And you said it was a cog with 4 spokes, correct?
Yes.
Okay. You found this on the roof. This is Gon's sign. What? Why would that be there?
Telling him to put it on the roof.
That's the guy you like, right?
I wouldn't say like. This troubles me. All right.
So, it is at this moment that the watch begins to pour in. I'm not gonna bother with more tokens just because it's a pain in the butt. But in their company is, and we're gonna wrap this up quickly because I know it's getting late. Let's see. So it's been about 20 minutes from since the explosion, and in their company are 2 distinctive looking men. One appears to be a sergeant. He's got the insignia and everything, and is ordering around the different guards, and they are quickly beginning to cordon off the blast area, move everyone out of away from the bodies. making sure no one leaves, and beginning to go around and question everyone. The other man is he's bespectacled, is in plain clothes, and has a magnifying glass. Okay, and they begin. He begins to very quietly take charge of the investigation, going from person to person, questioning, while the sergeant is directing 20 constables who have shown up to clear people back into their houses, or cordon off the ones who aren't from the area and begin to question them. As you stand there and listen to the conversations that are going on, it quickly becomes apparent that Garrosh, your sort of initial conclusions are a little bit more clear now, which then they seem to conclude that the gnome was running from armed pursuers.
Okay.
And that the third person who was chasing the gnome isn't among the dead. That there were 3 of them, and that 2 are these blue circles, these bodies here,
Yes.
the Zentarum agents. And let's have one more perception check, and I'm going to do it from there are 5 of you?
Yes.
All right. So we're going to have this one from Porter.
Yeah, give me a second.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Nice.
Porter, as you are looking down at this gnome corpse, and he's got the cloak and literal cloak and dagger. You're sure in a flash of insight that
He smells pretty good.
he seems to be, yeah, exactly. He seems to have been headed towards your tavern, and he seems to be reaching out almost in supplication towards your Troll Skull tavern.
I mean, like he died trying to get to the
Yeah,
tavern?
he seemed to have been trying to get to you. And that is where we will end tonight's session.
Porter pulls out some glasses and goes, well, I guess he's reached the end of his line.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's the end of this session. I'll make a couple of notes of things so we make sure we don't forget them for when we start out in the next. And there's definitely more to find out here, and definitely more that can happen. So welcome to Chapter 3 of Dragon Heist Waterdeep, aptly named Fireball.
Woo!
And this is the real hook of the campaign. This is where the adventure kicks off. The mystery, the MacGuffin, all that kind of good stuff.
Hell yeah.
So I'm excited.
I'm gonna walk over to Lucan and say, how long do we have to wait where it's not distasteful to serve fireballs at the bar?
Probably a couple of weeks.
No, I think it's a good tie-in now.
Yeah, I was about to say tonight it should be the special.
Strike while market is hot.
Yes, agreed.
Yeah,
You
there's no
say
such thing as
over
bad
while
publicity.
standing amongst 11 burnt corpses.
No,
Yeah.
I'm saying this after the session. Just 'cause
Yeah,
of
I
this.
know. I'm just messing with you. So,
Lordy,
Yeah, have a
lordy.
good night.
all right.
GG, everybody.
Good
Yeah, good night, everyone.
night.
That was a fun
Sorry,
Take
it
care,
went a
everybody.
little. I know it went quite a bit late there, but yeah. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
See ya. Good job, everybody. Good job.